I guess we're live. What a week. MMTLP, Boss Blunts, if you haven't heard or seen, please take the time to go and watch his video. Awful lot of people hurt, pissed off, frustrated, 100%. For whatever reason you bought in, go and listen to the CEO. I haven't looked too deep. I really haven't. So what I'm about to say might be wrong, might be correct. Go and have a look. Work it out for yourself. I do know from petepetite.com a post that was put up, I believe 2007, might have been 2004, so don't quote me, it's late, I've been up nearly 24 hours, but I felt this was important, so that's why I do this. He wrote a great paper. When you look at it, if you find it, if you bother to go and have a look, you'll see it's all in different font. Some's capital, some ain't. Go and have a look at Bigham's, great guy, great info that he puts out, really cares, passionate. Go and have a look. If you can't find it, go on to Bigham's, his Twitter, and it's pinned at the very top. Can't miss it. And that was wrote some time ago. But it's a playbook on how they do what they do. And I see that recently, and I haven't had time, I work long hours, hard graft, etc. So I haven't been able to look into all this. Boss Blunts did, and others. Apologies to the other guys that I know are in the Discord. Genuine apologies. There's people out there that have done real good DD and they've been warning about this. Boss has warned about this, Marcel. Lots of others have warned about this. And there's still people today that haven't quite grasped what's going on. Or they're the bots, they're interns, everybody else, they're the paid people who have got a master, somebody behind them that are telling them to go out and put this out, put this out, put this out. And that's what we're fighting. And people go, oh, Wolfie, you're a conspirator. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm too fucking old. I've got a family, I've got kids, I've got grandkids. I'm too fucking old to waste my time. I don't give a shit about followers. I don't care about likes. I do care about getting the message out, and that's what tonight's message is about. If you go and look at that Pete Petite, he talked about how things are. Now, I see something happen this week where people were attacking the people that were already in the business, and they were saying that they wanted them out and they were going to do this, and I never looked into it. I'm not invested in MMTLP or anything else. I'm aware of Boss's video, I watched Boss's video, I actually listened to it while I was working today. 2 hours, great info, brilliant info. I trust Marcel, I trust Boss Blunt's one, I trust our think tank, I trust the DD. If he's saying, and he has been for an awful long time, the MMTLP or whatever the fuck it's called, it's nothing to do with the company, and the CEO has come out and said it's nothing to do with the company. It's nothing to do with the company. Marcel cares, I care, the think tank care. Thousands of apes that are on Twitter or some on YouTube really care about you, about us, about innocent people, people not even in the play. It's what we've tried to do forever and ever and ever, get the message out. So this particular play, MMTLP, has come up. Bigham's has talked about an awful lot of things. He should be given credit. Not enough credit goes to Bigham's for what he brings to the table. And there is other guys. I'm a huge supporter, #1 fan of Marcel. So it's been a hell of a week. If you need to know any more about that particular topic, go and watch Boss's video. It's the last video that Boss done. I'm not in it. I'm not in it. But I listened. I took the time just to take on board the info. And the people that are commenting, I apologise, I don't know you by name to be able to give you a shout out. Listen to them. There's an awful lot of people coming out with great info at the moment. SBF, wrapped AMC in different areas. It was always going to happen that whatever they can use, and this is my own personal belief, they dug such a great hole and we took the ladder away. They can't get out and we ain't selling. So they had no choice but to find an alternative, another way of being able to carry on without the margin calls or the liquidations, etc., etc. The market hasn't crashed. It's gone down substantially. Don't believe me? Go back and look last year to this time. It's all dropping. All of it's dropping. So there's an awful lot of really smart, really clever, really good guys that are donating or put literally must be thousands of hours now. I'm not one of them. I put a lot of hours in. I try my best. I'll come at it from a different angle. But if it's DD, if it's specific details that you want, there's a lot out there, and you should know who they are by now, who you can trust, who you can read up on, and then go and fact check against what they said. So I hope you do that. You know, if you're working hard, if you're raising a family, or you're a mum and dad, or whoever you are, 16 or 18-year-old living at home and was given a stimulus check, I don't care. What I do care is about people. That's all I care about. All the rest will take care of itself. I've got my own beliefs and faults and everything else on what's gone on. I am aware of history, historical facts, and I think that's what ultimately will create the change. But we're needed, apes are needed, this huge wave of people, smart people, really clever people, people that are actually finding things that can't be dismissed. So I'm not going to name anybody specific. There'll be a follow-up video probably next Thursday or Friday. I need to do a little bit more homework, a little bit more research. But for starting points, if you're involved in that, genuinely, my heart goes out to you. I've watched it for too many years. I've seen the playbook. I know how it works. I've tried leaving breadcrumbs. I've tried raising little bits in my own way. Boss does it way, way better than I ever could. So I hope people are now paying attention. I hope people are understanding that we're not the enemy. You know, we're trying our damnedest to get the message out there. And sometimes it's heard, sometimes it isn't. Well, for a lot of people, it was actually heard. I never got involved in any of that. Just for the record going forward, I'm only interested in AMC, GME and meme stocks. When I came in last January, there was heavily shorted stocks. GME, then AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, American Airlines and a few others. I'm a huge supporter of AMC because out of all of them, AMC was something that we all had history with. Our first kiss, our first date. Maybe we took our kids. Maybe as kids we were took by our parents. I was. Star Wars was the first film I ever see at cinema at Bexley Heath in Kent. Many years ago, too many to mention. I found it incredible. You know, here I was sitting there and I was watching things in space and stormtroopers and incredible. I'll never ever forgot it. I'm 51. I probably was, I'd guess, 7 or 8. It stays with you. And then I remember when I went and watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a lot of the kids from the school, and we actually got up, you know, we was all dancing and stuff, you know, when Bueller's up and he's singing his song on the float. I don't forget that. I remember, I can't name her, I remember being with a girlfriend. We were snogging and, as you do. And I remember taking dates. And I remember taking my children. And that was why I jumped into AMC. It was cheaper than GME. It was heavily shorted, I knew that. I knew from history way before Apes turned up. It was things that I'd watched, things that I'd seen, things that I paid attention to. And for that reason, I jumped in. It's my chance to pay them back. Some of you might have seen We Are the Wow on Boss Blunt's Butcher of Wall Street video. That was just people sat around chatting. I'm still a nobody. I don't have a great following. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. We were sat around and Dolphin Electricity clipped it, and then Boss worked really hard, put a video behind it, and it was released, and it got a reasonable amount of viewers. And then I did a couple of others. But I've watched for an awful long time. So for those who do follow me, thank you. For those who don't, it's all right. It's not a problem. Don't follow me. Nothing I do is about follows. What I do is try and get the message out. So for an awful long time, and I'll say it on record here on this video, Wall Street conspiracy is something that, for those who do follow me, you've seen me flag up for 23 months now. Initially, it was last March. I tagged in on Twitter, at least, Janet Yellen and everybody else. If anyone put a post out and I could tag that film, I did. So there was a video at the time that had 4,000 views, and I'm pretty sure it was about 4,000. And I flagged it up. But as always, we move on. So I flagged it up. I tagged Janet Yellen. I tagged every YouTuber that was big at the time, Trace Trades and everybody else. And nobody took any notice, or at least that's how I felt. But that viewing figures, it was released on a video that said with owner's permission. And naively, I believed it was with owner's permission. So I flagged it up to everybody. Would have been anybody that put a tweet out from Congress, anybody in the movement, anybody on YouTube. I put it up on Reddit, etc., etc. But it didn't seem to gauge any sort of traction. You know, people just left it, and that was fine. It's 5 to 10 million people. You might be watching this and you haven't been heard yet. You might have something really important to say and you haven't been heard yet. Keep going, keep trying. I felt like I wasn't heard. Certain times I feel like I'm still not heard, same as maybe a lot of people who watch this. It's all right, it's just part and parcel, but don't give up. The fact that you put out a tweet or whatever and you don't get a response, or one person likes it, it's out there. And if we have 100,000 people that only have one person like it, well, that's 100,000 tweets, and when people go on, they see it. And that's how we'll gauge people. That's how we'll get people to go, why is there so many tweets with AMC or GME or this or that? Keep going. So I did flag it up. I was ignored by, I've never mentioned his name before, Matt Cause, Trace Trades, Andrew Mo Money. I was ignored on Reddit. I think I got like 30 responses, 40 responses, something like that. I wasn't a name. I've never been a name. I'm still not a name. No one cared. No one was interested. But I carried on. I kept doing it. So now recently we've got to the stage where, and you know, you'll all have your own opinions, and that's fine. Honestly, if you come at me with an opinion, that's fine. You come at me with anger or hate or fucking, you know, if the first time I've ever heard of you, you're going to come at me and go, oh, it should be free, we shouldn't have to pay to watch it, you're going to get fucking quick served. You know, I make no apologies. Don't come at me like some muggy twat. Yeah, if you want to come at me with reason, or you want to come at me with some sort of question, or I'll do my best to answer it. If I don't know, I'll say I don't know. But if you come at me with hate and all that, because I'm expecting it, with what I'm about to do, what I'm already involved in, what I'm flagging up this week, if you're coming at me, fucking look at this. I'm 51 years old. Do you think I haven't been through it before? This isn't my first rodeo. It might be within the market. I've fought my whole life. Oh, you're a shield. I don't give a shit. I will carry on. If I get no likes, no responses, nobody watches a video, I don't give a shit. Because at the end of this, I will be able to say I did all I could. And if all of us do all we can, we'll win. At a shadow of a doubt, we will win. I'd prefer it if we all did that, but I'm a realist. We all got opinions, we all got ways, but when we be respectful of the fact that people got different opinions, it will work a lot better. Anyway, just recently, shit like this don't happen to me. I'm an absolutely nobody. Christina Lee Copeland, please go on to Twitter. Christina KL_Copeland is a legitimate Twitter. Now, Christina is a producer director. If you go at Christina with technical questions, etc., that's not Christina's field. Christina is somebody who really, really brilliantly can bring it all together and put it in a documentary film, The Wall Street Conspiracy. Christina is now working on, thankfully, a sequel. Now, I don't think that sequel is going to take years to make. For a lot of people out there that you might have only just heard of this film, this documentary, please go and watch it. At the moment, I'm understanding that there's a $2 paywall. Now, I remember, because I've been here since January last year, a lot of the criticism regarding Wall Street Conspiracy. Oh, it's behind a paywall, it's behind a paywall. So what? The people that don't want you to see that film, the people that made sure that film didn't get seen, the people that were lobbying, the people that were arguing, the people that made sure that that didn't get public viewing as much as it should have done, are the same people you're fighting. Darren Saunders is a name that you should all know. He's incredible. I mean, he's just like, he's us. He's you. He's me. He's an incredible individual. His story, I've never spoken about his story, and I'm not going to now. Why? Because he deserves the right to say it in his words. He deserves your time to go and watch that film. I don't want to give any spoilers. I don't want to go into too much detail. He's my hero. I'm not a shield. I'm not a liar. I'm not here for my own benefit. I've put my money that I worked hard for into a stock I love, into a company I love, and they've gone after it. And I understand what that means, going after, the same as what you're now learned or have learned over the last 23 months or 20 months or however long you've been in it. I'm an absolute nobody from the UK. How is it that I know what I know, which gives me the conviction that I have to buy and hold a stock that's being gone after? Well, I need Congress to know. I need lawyers to know. I need producers and directors to know. I need people that wrote over 150 articles that appeared in the most prestigious of publications. I need people from companies. I need CEOs. I need people that have bought shares and seen this happen. Darren Saunders was one of them. Please go and watch the video. If you're fighting naked shorting, if you're fighting longs that are marked as, shorts that are marked as longs, if you're fighting the corruption, the manipulation, you need to watch the video. I know I might come across a bit patronising or a bit, I don't apologise for it. You need to watch the fucking video. You need to take the time to watch it. Put you 18 months ahead. And the beauty of it is, once you've watched it, there's a sequel. It's called Down the Rabbit Hole. How do I know? Because I'm talking with Christina Lee Copeland. I'm talking with Mark Fultz. I'm talking with other people that appeared in the original film. It's not going to be years. This is coming out, I hope, I believe, in months. Until the official date, I can't say what the date is. If we're still in this fight, with everything going on, when we understand about SBF, when we understand about what's going on with crypto, when we understand that's desperation, that's another avenue that they've used that wasn't in 2000 2012 film, The Wall Street Conspiracy, but it's there now. You can get ahead of the curve. I know in my life I have people saying, oh, this, that and the other. Have you watched that film? Have you seen somebody walk into Congress and say to Congress, this is an issue? Have you seen a lawyer that hasn't been sued, shut down or had his licence taken away, told to shut up? Have you seen anybody in that film that's been sued? No. Why not? Why not? And now we got a sequel being talked about. We got great people out there trying to give us info, great people out there trying to tell us DD, great people out there that are showing you what's going on. This is a film that was made 10 years ago that also did the same thing. Only this has got names, this has got people that knew back in 2012. What a lot of people didn't know, and I hold my hands up, I didn't know until recently, until I talked to Christina Lee Copeland. They started making, Christina Lee Copeland, started making that film in 2002. Took 10 years. This sequel, Down the Rabbit Hole, isn't going to take that amount of time. I'm expecting months, not a year or longer. Took them 10 years. Somebody come at me recently, I can't even remember their name, apologies if you ever see this. I'm not your fucking enemy. If you actually took some time to see what I've been doing for 23 months, I've been screaming, I've been tweeting, I've been talking about the Wall Street Conspiracy. I've been talking about Darren Saunders. I've been talking about the info in the film that you need to watch. Not for my benefit. I honestly think this play was done last February, March, April. I'm just waiting. That's all I've got to do. I personally think all I've got to do is wait. They can do whatever they want. They can go into crypto, they can go into this. Bear in mind, and I've got receipts, I was telling people like BitBoy Crypto back in March, April, May, the market was going to crash in crypto because the stock market was robbing it before anybody else I'd seen. 5 to 10 million in this play, it's impossible to stay on top of everything. But I'm telling you the God's honest truth. Go back through my Twitter, you will see the posts. Martini guy, BitBoy Crypto, Ivan, there was a lot of them. And I'll go in their chats like you're watching me now and you put your message up on the chat. I was going into their chats and I was saying you need to be aware of this because they wasn't watching the two markets. They wasn't watching crypto and the stock market. They were either or. There was very few that I see, none that I see that were both. I was watching both. I was a big fan. I did videos 2016-17 on crypto. It was on my bio when I had a Facebook account. Crypto is here to stay. What's happening now may be starting to change my opinion, but for 5 years it was on my Facebook till I come off Facebook. I don't use Facebook or Meta any longer. Why am I telling you this? Because as a nobody, I've been correct about things. As a nobody, I've been right about things. I don't give a fuck about credit or follows or people or wanting to know what I say. All I do is carry on doing me. That's all I can do. I was brought up that way. I've lived that way. I'm 51. I keep saying it. Not because I'm proud I'm 51 or because 51 means I'm cleverer than somebody who's 20, but I've been doing this my whole fucking life. This isn't a bandwagon that I've just jumped on. I don't need notoriety. I don't want to be famous. I don't give a fuck about all that. I care about people. So if you're coming at me on Twitter because you've turned around and said the first post, it should be free, you're going to get the same response as the last guy who ended up blocked. If you're too much of an ego to understand who I am, what I am and what I'm about, I've got no time for you. And I don't make any fucking apologies. I answer to nobody but me. I don't answer to you. I know what I'm doing is from just reasons, principled reasons, logical reasons. It's not for you to say, oh, he's great or he's bad. I don't care. It's lovely when people say nice things. I don't listen to that. It's lovely when I hear people saying, oh, this is info that Wolfie provided. I don't listen to that. What I will listen to is after. When people come on this channel, because it's for them, to say, this is what I did in my community. This is what I did for my family. This is how I changed things. That's what I'm about. Through this play, I learned this. That's what this channel's about. All the rest, February, March, April, this play was already done. The fact that we've had more people buying older afterwards, it's just extenuated it, made it bigger, dug the hole deeper for them. The fact that we're now finding out that SBF and everybody else, and now SBF is saying that, oh, they were all at it, we're starting to find that out. It was always going to happen where they were going to turn around and say, hang on a minute, we need to find a loophole, we need to find a new route, we can't pay, we don't want to pay, let's drag the whole fucking market down. These absolute fuckers have gone for years and years and years. 2008, they did get a free pass, they did get allowed off, no one went to prison. Fucking happy days, party time, we can do whatever the fuck we want, that's on the regulators. This time round, it's slow. It hasn't happened as quick as we want. We all want to get paid. We all want it to do what we think it's going to do. They're lining the ducks up. So what we have got is, with everything else that we've told, maybe the huge majority will be more important after than building up. But if you wanted to get there quicker, flag up the Wall Street conspiracy. Because in that, you had people talking with facts. You had Congress and everybody else, SEC, DTCC, everything was mentioned in there. You had great people like Dr. Susan Trimbath. A lot of people go, oh, because of DRS, because of that. Stop fucking cherry picking. Dr. Susan Trimbath talks from her perspective, her knowledge, her understanding. Incredibly great woman. Other people have different views. I don't agree with everything Dr. Susan Trimbath says. But you have to take on board what she's saying. That's how you get the bigger picture. So the Wall Street conspiracy with Christina Lee Copeland, my involvement with Boss Blunt's one, the Butcher of Wall Street, a dear friend, all the think tank, and hopefully all of you will get behind it. We all are. We hope you all will. Because it's a very quick way of saying to everyone, this is 23 months of DD done by the very smartest people within our community that you can watch in a documentary film. And having watched it in a documentary film, you all know what we're saying is true. And then if you want to go deeper, you can go deeper. But at least you'll have the opportunity to make an informed decision. Maybe take some decisions that might help you going forwards. Because ultimately, I only care about people. I genuinely do. I've never chased money. I'm not money motivated. Couldn't give a fuck about money. As long as I've got enough to pay my bills and look after my family, that's all I give a shit about. But here I am in the thick of it, trying to get the word out about something I think which would wake an awful lot of innocent people who haven't got the time to read 23 months worth of DD. They haven't got time to go and read a Tobbits, 3 brilliant write-ups. Maybe they haven't got time to go and watch all the videos that Reddit have produced or Superstonk produced when they interviewed people like Dr. Susan Trimbath, Wes Christian. You know, people go, and a lot of it stems from, and I hope people realise that, I'm sure you do, but just to make it clear, I hope people realise that a lot of these people that first start the attacks are the people that get a little bit of momentum behind them, and a few people that ain't quite sure, or don't know enough, or ain't educated enough, or haven't got the time to look properly. They'll jump on that because by nature they might be pessimists. By nature they might think we can never beat the man. whatever their motives or reasons. Maybe there's 100,000 bots on Twitter. I see Elon put a tweet out saying that in the next couple of weeks they was going to show who's got the traffic. So if you've got a bot coming on and another bot coming on, another bot coming on, they're all going, oh, Susan Trembath's terrible, or Boss Blunts is terrible, or Wolfie's talking out of his arse, you're going to see they got no traffic. So when I tweeted this week about haters, you're on notice, and retweeted Elon's tweet, you're going to see it. You're going to see I've been here and I've read and I've watched and I've gone on and I've commented and I've liked people who've only got one comment, but it's buy and hold, so I've liked it. You're going to see that. And I can't wait. And I hope, because there's obviously a lot of things to do in Twitter, I hope it isn't that much longer and he gets to a stage where he can turn around Elon and the team and turn around and get rid of the bots. Because I honestly think if you want Twitter to be all it can be, you need to do that. And I think he knows that. So hopefully he'll be able to get rid of all the bots. And then all these fucking nobodies, these interns, these haters, these fucking electronic programs will be gone. And then we can start get to the nitty gritty. We can find out where people really are. Because at the moment we got OBV and lots of other indicators that we look at. But we got a CEO telling us at 90%, 85, 90%. I'm never selling. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'd rather lose all my money knowing I was fighting, and I will be there right at the end. You can take this rant and you can come back in a week and a month and a year and I will still be here. And I won't give a fuck. And I'm not a rich man. And I could so do with a win. I could really do with this win. I don't care. If people are out there and people are seeing what's going on, if people watch the Wall Street Conspiracy, if people understand about Christina Lee and Mark Foulkes and Wes Christian and Darren Saunders, may he rest in peace. Darren Saunders had a family. They were hurt. We Are the Wells, a video, a clip that was put together, and Boss Blunts, Marcel, did brilliant putting it out there. 15, 16,000 views. Just, the whole scheme of things, that's nothing. No one knows me. But that was from the heart, and that was just sitting around talking with people. Well, when I talk in that video, go and watch it. Not for my sake, it's not on my channel, I benefit nothing. I don't get a cent from it. Go and watch it. And afterwards, then tell me I'm a fucking shield. Or I'm here to be famous, or I'm here for... Fuck you. Fucking people. The same people, whether I knew them or not, whether they were family or not, whether they were close to me or not, whether they liked me or not, I've fought for my entire life one way or another. I don't know how to prove myself to you. You can't say anything, do anything, create anything that means I'm going to lose. I ain't going to. I'll still be here. Be easier, be nicer, if people just left me the fuck alone. But if you don't, I ain't going anywhere. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to name them. I'm not like some YouTubers. I'm not like some people who wrote brilliant DD that went, fuck it, I'll just buy an old and sit in the background. I won't put myself up no more. I'm not somebody who put dates up. I'm somebody who put beliefs up, but I'm not somebody who put dates up and said, on this date, this will happen. They shouldn't have been hated. And everyone who starts to hate from what I've seen, our bots, our haters, our purists, our interns, there's info out there that could tell the people that don't know what you know exactly what they need to know extremely quickly. It's called the Wall Street Conspiracy Movie. And very shortly, I believe, we're waiting for the official announcement regarding the date, is down the rabbit hole. And we're hoping, trying, with your help and with what we've already done, reaching out to try and get it shown at AMC theatres in the UK, Odeon, Across Europe, in other countries, it might be something else. But we're going to try to get that film out there. And the reason for that isn't to make money, or people want to make money off the ape movement. I won't make 1 cent. Mark my words, on this video, you've got me on record saying I am not in this. I'm not talking about Wall Street conspiracy for 23 months or Darren Saunders for making money off of the ape movement. I've not made 1 cent off anything I've done in the ape movement, and I never will. Anything through this channel, if you have a look, I pinned it up, but it's on videos. I've only done 10 videos or whatever it is now. It's not for money. It really ain't. I was brought up to stand up for what you believe in. Stand up and fight. And I learned the hard way that when you don't, it can cost you everything you are. So since I was 10, I've done that, one way or another. People getting bullied at school, going into workplaces, being unsacked fairly, right away to where I am sat today. I watched 2008 where everybody lost their homes. I watched where families split up. I watched where people losing jobs. I watched where people didn't get pay rises. I watched where the mainstream media and the suits and the experts lied. I watched where government let people down. I watched where people who created the problem were let off. I speak from the heart, and I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. I'm not a hero, I'm not an angel, I'm not a martyr, I'm just an everyday guy, a father, a grandfather, a brother, a son, same as you might be. Maybe you're a daughter, or a mother, or a grandmother, same as you. I'm sick of it, I'm pissed off with it, and we got a chance to do something about it. Nothing I do from here, nothing I've done previously, nothing I do going forward will earn me a single cent. I bought what I bought, I believe in what I believe, I did the DD, I'll be here at the end. Some of you might not, all of you might. I'll still be here at the end. I'm not motivated by what you do. I'm encouraged. My heart lifts, genuinely, when people come together, when people fight for something that's righteous, that something's got the possibility of changing the way I see the world. It's a global financial web. It's controlled by very, 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 very few. And they have their underlings, they have their sheep. They have people that do extremely well in life, makes them look successful. If the stock market's so smart, if the people that work in it are so clever, if the suits and the experts are brilliant-minded people, had the best education, best schooling, how the fuck did they not see 2008 when Michael Burry did? They're sheep. They do as they're told. They toe the line. They follow what's expected. They're not that fucking clever. Oh, but they found out how to use crypto. And that makes them clever. Look around everywhere. Anything that could possibly be used, they'll be using it. If it's the difference between losing everything they built up, their business, their homes, their art, their planes, their fucking yachts, they'll use it. If they're going to lose everything because they shorted the shit out of certain stocks, do you think they care if they lose 1 trillion or 100 trillion? Do they fuck? 2009, West Christian, 2009, many times, as quoted, $100 trillion have been stolen from the market. This is a lawyer. Whatever you think or you don't think, take the info. $100 trillion has been stolen from the market. Fucking hell. That was 2009. How much today? When is enough enough? Now we find out there could be Numbers we can't even get our heads round. They lost the companies. They've lost their hedge funds. Prime brokers even. Maybe even banks. They don't give a shit. Because of 2008. The government's failed us in 2008. They fail us all the fucking time. But anyway, 2008, the government's failed us. They let them off. They give them the okay. They give them the bailouts. 3 trillion we were told. 29 trillion we then were told. What's this going to cost? If it was 100 trillion in 2009, that lawyer's never been sued. He's never been dragged into court and said, prove it. Dragged into court, you're lying. He's never had his licence took away. And he's fighting everything we're fighting. He's fighting the fucking hell. Jesus Christ. He's fighting the biggest power people on the planet. He's a fucking hero. He's never backed down. He's never backed off. He's still said the same message. Nobody's gone after him and shut him down. And we want to ignore him because of Chad. We want to ignore him because he got caught up with a questionable person. So we ignored all the info he's got. Well, don't listen to me. Don't even listen to what anybody else is saying. Just go and look at all the videos. Go and Google West Christian. Go and Google Mark Fulks. Go and look up Darren Saunders. Go and look up robertdavidstill.com. Go and look on there for the West Christian interview, the first interview, but then go and look at the court cases that West Christian's gone to court and tried and won. And even up to a quote from something a long time ago that I remember West saying. So I might not be correct. Do your own work. Go and have a look. Don't take my word for it. Anything up to 50 million is on there, on the Robert David Still site. Anything over 50 million become a non-disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure agreements. We had a huge hoorah, got attacked for it. A huge hoorah. Now some of that might have been well-intentioned people that didn't know much. Some of it would have been bots, interns, haters. Some of it would have been people that heard the bots, intern, haters that went after that, share intel, and then it just become a big hoorah, a bit like MMTLP. You got people, oh, I've got the most money invested in it, you got to listen to me. It's innocent people every time because they're experts at this. The other side, them. When do we take a breath and start thinking, hang on a minute, we need to reassess. Hang on a minute, we need to refocus. Hang on a minute, we need to do that. One of the roles I had in life was representing people. And I go in there and put a case. The very first case I ever did, which was serious, gross misconduct. Small in the whole scheme of things, but it was gross misconduct. And when I went in there, I had 52 bullet points all laid out. Everything that said this guy was innocent, you can't sack him. They sacked him. In actual fact, halfway through it, which no one's ever heard before, halfway through it, they got, oh, I'm not listening to no more. We'll make a judgment, we'll come back to you. We went back in, dismissed. Then somebody else that was more experienced than me came down. What have you got? I said, I've got all this. You don't need all that. What are you on about? You only need the first 3 points you made because they're the most relevant. And them alone will get his job back. If I've got 52, I've worked hard. I've put all this info. I've done all my DD. I've looked at everything. This is everything that says, but you don't need it. You only need the first 3 points. He went in and done the appeal. Guy got his job back 3.5 months later. I learned a valuable lesson that day. I've spoke previously in the past about, I get on a plane, I know the destination, I get off at the other end, I'm extremely happy. I don't know how all the plane works. That's another example. We've got brilliant people, I leave them to that. I don't need to do what Biggums does. I don't need to do what Marcel does. I don't need to do what all these other great people do. I don't need to do what a Topic does. I don't need to. I need to come at it from a different angle. I can spend the time, or used to be able to spend the time, and work out and understand how the market works. I don't. So what do I bring? Well, I'm older than all of them. I've watched for longer than them. It doesn't mean I'm smarter than them, but I have an understanding of what I believe, what I think, how the world works, how they work. And that's what I bring, and that's what I try and put out. So trust me, when you're out there in the big bad world and you're in Twitter and you're in Discords and you're in it, they're not all your friends. They don't all care. They might be wearing the same colours as you. They might call themselves diamond-handed apes. But we all know they're not. But it's hard sometimes to work out. It'd be a lot easier if we took on some of the people and their attitude and copied that. Ignore the haters. Ignore the knockers. Ignore the purists. Cut the field down. Narrow it down. That's what I try and do. If you come on and you keep going at me, if you're asking questions, I will try to answer. I'm not an egoist. If you ask me a question I don't know, I'll say it. I don't know. If you ask me a question and it's something I believe in, I'll give you an honest answer. I don't have time. I work too many hours at the moment. The job I do means I don't have to be retrained. I don't go back to what I used to do. The job I do is hard work. It's long hours some days, most days. I work with great people. Some of them know about this. Some of them were apes even before I started. It's incredible. I feel like I belong there. I like it. I like the people I work with. All of them. There's no bad egg. I go to work, it's hard work, we do the best we can, we finish and we go on. There's no stress to it. But it can be long hours. I don't have the hours to put in on. I really wish I did. So I do what I can. Little videos like this. Go live now and again. So it is a bit of a rant. It's a late one. 17 minutes past 1 a.m. here. I wanted to flag up the Wall Street. I wanted to flag up the great video from Boss recently. There's going to be a lot more to come. If there is any questions, now I'm looking at the chat. If there is any questions, feel free to ask. If I can answer them, I will. I'd like to think there'll be a lot of questions about Wall Street conspiracy. Christina Lee Copeland, Mark Folks, Wes Christian, is it Robert Shapiro, The Dirty Dozen, Patch, maybe the new film Down the Rabbit Hole. I've been tweeting CV Payne, I've been tweeting Adam Aaron. I'm hoping we can maybe get it on the streaming service. It's, you know, and probably needs saying, I've never said it before, but it needs saying. A lot of the tweets I put out, or the info that I put out, or even these videos, this channel has a purpose after. I want to see all the good that we go and do in our communities for our family, our friends, the community, people at large. You know, when we got a chance to breathe and we got a chance to be able to stand up and look at the world, what all the good. That's what I'm looking at. You look at, is it Mr. Beast? You know, he goes around, he's built up an incredible channel. He done a video actually, which just reminds me. He done not a video, he did a question on Twitter and my heart broke. The question was, for 10,000, if you was given 10,000 but it meant that somebody anonymous would die around the world, would you accept it? And the vote was close. Now for you, you might think, well, it's no big deal, it's just a poxy vote on Twitter. Yeah, I get that, but I don't work that way. Things hurt, things hit me. The fault of the hundreds of millions of innocent people that are going to pay the price for what's going on. Regulators walking away, not doing what they should have done quick enough, soon enough, 2008. But I looked at the question that Mr. Beast put up and I thought to myself, he's done an awful lot of good, that boy, that man now. From when he started his channel to today, and yes, I know I'm an old fogey, but I still pay attention. He was an original, and what he's done on his channel and the things he's done is entertaining, but it's also giving. It's also sharing from a majority to individuals and building from that. That's how I see it. But that question for me was, is it a question from him? Like directly him? Has he asked that question of the people to see, is he making a difference? Is he changing the world? Is he showing there's good people? All the good that he must be trying to achieve through his videos and his channel and all the work he does. He put that question out as maybe a gauge opinion, you know, try and get an understanding. Has he made any difference? And it was something like 54-46, the vote, that would take the 10 grand. There's a lot of people around the world that would have you believe that for this, that or the other, that they'd like you dead. Well, if the fucking government read that, they could give 50% of the population 10 grand each and kill the other 50% and we wouldn't even bother, as long as we didn't know them. Simplistic, I know. But I hope Mr. Beast understands, and I'm sure he does, a very articulate and comes across very intelligent individual. He's done very well building his channel, etc., etc. He's got astronomical numbers, followers, people that watch, etc. And so you should. It's a great thing that he does. I just hope you weren't disheartened by the response. And I hope he was motivated to do more. Keep doing what he's doing, because it's nice people doing nice things that matter. We don't see it. Mainstream media ain't going to show you it, fuck's sake. They want to show you about wars and God knows what else, but I don't know why I spoke about that, probably because it's in me. But that was just something recent. So if anyone's got any questions, I've got no idea how many people are watching, but anyone's got any questions, anyone wants a shout out, you know, anyone who's struggling, just say what you got to say and I'll read them now. I'll stop rambling. Veronica Chase, I just missed your one. My apologies. I don't know how to bring them back. Give me a break. 1:25. I'm good till probably 1:45, so you've got about 15 minutes unless nothing comes through. I'll cut out early. But if you ever got anything you want to ask, anything you want to say, now's your time. While I'm doing that, let's have a look what the options are. Not a lot, really. Oh, hello. Live chat. Got it. Oh, hello. Hello. Blimey, you've been busy. Right, let's give a few shout outs and then I'll see if there's any questions. Gorilla God, the first message I can't see, my apologies. Hang on, I've lost it. Bear with me. Right, let's have a look. What we got? Someone's hanging in there, but I'll come back to you. Gorilla God, right back at you, my fella. I see you everywhere and I know you're a great guy. Thing is, it don't stay up long. Am I just naive, or was the world a better place 50 ago? J Beebs, no. In actual fact, it wasn't better. There was a lot more followers, a lot less questions asked, a lot more naivety, conformity. But there was people like me that had their eyes open and were questioning. So it's the same the world over. Probably what's changed the most is how they use the tools that they've got in order to divide us. Mainstream media and even social media, etc. That's a definite. I'd like to go more in detail with that, but I don't want to spend the next I don't want to spend the next 10, 15, 20 minutes answering that. So let's have a look. Oh, by the way, I've got no mods associated with my channel. I've been peppering Marco Rubio for 2 weeks now. I'm not asking for a meeting, I'm demanding it. I will not stop until I get an hour of his undivided attention on this. Miss Tahiti, I wish I knew who Marco Rubio was. I apologise. Obviously, I'm in the UK, but fair play to you. I hope you do too. For those who don't know, and I'm sure you do, if you're in the chats and you're watching the videos, etc., Mrs. T is a great supporter. Much love and respect, Mrs. Tahiti. Veronica Chase. Julie Minner, they are my favourite too, but I'm at work when Casey Shaw comes on. Casey Shaw, by the way, is a really nice guy. I like Casey Shaw and his community. He streams for a long amount of hours. I have when I've been able to, and trust me, when I'm able to, I do go in there. It's been a while again. Great guy, smart, intelligent, got his own opinions, shares info and stuff. He's a good guy, worth watching. Mr. He agrees, ditto Julia. Mr. Vato Loco, I would add Pantheon, Randall and Tony. Okay, I'm not sure why you're adding them unless somebody answered, but Pantheon I'm a big fan of. Randall, I've had a couple of conversations. He has been in chats and that. Good guy. Seems to have an heart of gold. I've not watched loads, and I apologise to Randall. That's not for any other reason than enough hours in the day, my friend. But what I have seen, I really loved. And Tony, the same. I know there was conversations, this, that and the other, and everyone's got opinion, but Tony's out there doing what Tony does. So I've explained it before. We've all got different roads that we're going on, but we're all aiming at the same destination. So I don't know anything more than that about Tony. Apologies. But Ron Johnson saying good people to follow. Nuclear Moas, been here almost 2 years. Every day it just gets easier to buy an old. Do you know what, Nuclear? I don't agree with that. I know a lot of people get excited about this, that and the other, but I can't help but say it's just, it is what it is. They're never going to roll over. They're never going to quit. They're never just going to give up. They're not going to, if they've already lost the business, the house, the mansion, the yacht, what the fuck have they got to lose? Nothing. And I do have a personal opinion or a thesis that until they got all the ducks lined up, they be in the government and Congress and SEC and DTCC, Gary Gensler's and everybody else. It is what it is. I don't get excited when it goes down. I don't get excited when it goes up. It is what it is. So, Nuclear MOS, I've been here 2 years nearly as well. I'm with you. Who else we got? Veronica Chase, right back at you. I'm not going to read out what she's saying because it's lovely, but right back at you. Julie Minner, they watch all the shows as well, right on Mr. Vato. Oh yeah, Pantheon as well, exactly right, Julie. Abe West, apologies if I got your name wrong, shout out. Could you put the link in here for us, please? Is that Mrs. Tahiti asking for the Wall Street conspiracy? If you go on to KL_Copeland, if you go on there, there's also a link to Down the Rabbit Hole. But as well as that, there was a video. Now, at the moment, I believe there's a $2 paywall. You've got to pay $2 to watch it. Now, until recently, that was free of charge. Now, I will give you a little bit of insight. I have received communication relating to the fact that Wall Street conspiracy was purchased, the rights. Now, I don't know exactly who, but it's a good person. They're on our side. But I don't know yet what's going to happen. Now, tomorrow, there is another conference call. This is a Zoom meeting. The previous Zoom meeting, I was very fortunate to be with some incredible people. I'm not going to name them today, but they were all either in the Wall Street conspiracy or knew the people, and that's all I'm willing to say. But there's another one tomorrow where I hope I can get more details, and what I want to be careful about is that the info that I provide or share is agreed upon. And until tomorrow, I don't get a chance to speak to the people I need to in order to be able to do that. So regarding a link, if it's for the Wall Street conspiracy, it's KL capital _ Copeland. I follow the legitimate account, and it is a legitimate account for the producer director, which is Christina Lee Copeland, on my Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, I'll try and add it. It won't be tonight, but I'll try and add it to this video tomorrow. Wolfie, this is my family. I completely agree. Pantheon, supporting as ever. It's really good to see you here, my man. I hope you're well and all the family. Nobody knows how great a guy Pantheon is, but in time, I'm sure you will. Those within the community who know Pantheon already know he's a great guy, but yeah, that's all I can say. Who else we got? The New York con man, Chris Meager. I've got no idea who you're talking about. Nice tits. Is that what you're on about? It's got nice tits. Not sure. Anyway. Gorilla God preach for me. Here we got AMC shares are for my grandkids. Exactly right. Come and take my shares from my cold, dead hands. Oh, you can't, because I've been able to put them in my will recently. My kids will have them. And both my children are apes. Yeah. This time we win. I completely agree. I don't see us ever giving them a way out. They can, you know, somebody said early on last year, and I'm sure for those who've been here long enough remember, they control the room, we control the door. That says it all. Victor, we remember. Yes, we do. You know, it's kind of hard, you know. I see everybody doing their stuff. And we did a video, We Remember, and it was of a gentleman that put it out. It's on my channel. Don't have to share it. This is how transparent I am. Versace Studios, capital V, capital S, Versace Studios, clipped something that I chatted about, which was We Remember. It was all historical stuff, you know, Congress and banks and congressional hearings, etc. It's not because I'm in it. You know, I hereby give permission for anybody who needs to either take them words and do a video themselves saying them words, or to use them words, reword it and do their own video to get the message out. Just get the fucking message out. The people who lost their house in 2008 need somebody on Twitter or somebody in Reddit or somebody on Discord to be able to give them strength to carry on. I don't think they do. There's somebody who lost their job or a family member. There's somebody who suffered because of what the banks did in 2008, the government bailouts, the austerity, the price that we all paid. Do they need us to encourage them? I don't think they do, but anyway, I digress. AMC, 100%. Buy an old, fight for what's right. Do you know what, CJ Philly? 100%. I've never been scared of losing. I've been scared of quitting. I've been scared of bowing down. I've been scared of walking away. I won't go into detail, even tonight. You know, I'm too old. I'm not. I'm a young 51-year-old. But even tonight, it was like I was questioning, you know. Anyway, Julie Minard, I think we have to wait for a market crash. That's highly probable in my honest opinion, my humble opinion. There is a couple of other catalysts that might mean we wouldn't need a market crash, but I would put that right up there. if 100 million people in America woke up tomorrow and suddenly knew what you knew, would we need a market crash? Exactly. J Boney 17. Hello, my fella, my sister, my brother. J Boney. White Wolfie. Hunter. Oh, I'm glad you're a new follower, mate. None of this is for... I know everyone says it, but God's honest truth. If you knew me for 23 months, it's nice to know that you're here, and I appreciate it. I really do. It's your channel, so if you've got something to say, if you've never been heard, if you've got something important, send me a message, send me a video, I'll put it on. You know, I've asked this a few times, and I'll be honest, I haven't had a single video come through. I've had a few stories that I read out in the past through Boss Blunt's, brilliant guy, let me do it. We managed to work hard, get people up, etc. So we had military and all sorts of teachers and all sorts of people. But yeah, if you've never been heard, I'm glad you're a follower, but if you've got a message or something you want to say, you want to get out there, you let me know and I'll get it out there, trust me. I've done it to others. I've done it to quite a few, so that for me is what's important. It's not me keep talking. My question is, how late is Wolfie up? He's from the UK. Yeah. I'm past my bedtime. It's 1:36 a.m. Annie T, Chris Meager liked, Annie T liked what you said, Chris. Apologies if I missed it, Chris Meager. Annie T, good to see you here. You're a very kind person. Queen Bee, I was just thinking now to Julie, it's nice to see you here, somebody out of the think tank. Bless. I really appreciate that, Queen Bee. What's the time where you are? I can't even work it out. I've had a couple of beers. Who else we got? Rudy, just subbed. Very kindly, Rudy. Same message as I sent before. If there's anybody in here that's listening right now, bless yous. If you've got something you want to get out, if you want to share your story, I'll read it out gladly. We've done it a number of times on bosses. I'm quite happy to do it. Julie Miller, 2:15 a.m. Shadow Girl. I guess you're not in the UK, Shadow Girl, but you're up late as well. What's your story? Who else we got? Scott Rin. Wolfie, after the claps, I would love to buy you a drink here in Las Vegas. Do you know what? I'd love to come over to Las Vegas, Scott, but if I do, I'll buy you a drink. That sounds like a fair deal to me. Brad Amerigo. It's good to put a face to the voice. Brad, very kindly, send me a DM and that, and let me see what you look like, my friend. But I'm glad you're here. Fashion 3K. True style never dies. That's actually true. Boss said you need followers. I'm not surprised Boss would say that, and he's quite right in number. What I need is sharers. I need people that will share the message that Boss has put out, what I put out. Something people don't know. So in a conversation, there was a lot of chat about Wes. Me and Boss were vetted. And the reason for that was an error regarding a fundraising of last year. And when me and Boss first sat down, the very first occasion, we've only spoke once, with Wes Christian, he made that abundantly clear. So if you're out there and you're looking at who's been DD, fact-checked, etc., I can assure you, because of being burnt last year, we went through 2 or 3 chats, I did, and then Boss came in and we sat down with Wes and other people on a Zoom call so we could see who he was talking to. It was all legit and above board. One of the most inspirational moments, and I've had a few, I've been blessed like that in my entire life. The people that I was sat there with, one of them, I can't speak about that, but one person present meant so much. It was worth every single minute or second or effort I've put in, or struggle, or sacrifice, or just to be able to speak to them and say what I needed to say. I never thought in a lifetime I'd get the opportunity, and I did. So we've been vetted, boss and me. They knew before they spoke to us who they were talking to. And that's important. It's way past your bedtime. It is, Julie. It's good to put a face to the voice. Boss says you need followers. Boss Marcel is my brother. I absolutely trust him implicitly. He's got the community and the wider people in all he does, and I genuinely believe that, and nobody can change my mind. These same actors control to drive us as well. Not sure what that means, Jay Boney 17. You have to give more clarification, my friend. I'm going to whiz through a little bit. Hanging in there, Sonny Payne. That is the way. That is the way. Am I just named? Was the world a better place? I think I've answered that. You've done enough. 40 gets. Mr. Mills, I will be soon. Trust me, it's my blowout day today. So I work hard Monday to Friday, occasionally on a Saturday, but Saturday night, I've been out tonight celebrating my friend's birthday. I'm not going to go into any more details, but trust me, it was so nice to be able to do that. So, yeah. T-Dog, Wolfie, just keep doing what you've been doing. You're in space words, keep us all going. Thank you, brother. T-Dog, words are just words, my friend, unless they resonate. So I'm glad they resonate with you. One thing I have learned through this play, which is a bit of a surprise to me, I honestly thought maybe I looked at the world a little bit crazy, a little bit left field. But I always believed I was just like everybody else. And through this play, through people like you commenting in the chat and on Twitter and Discord and God knows what else, we're all the same. We're all sick of it. We might have different political beliefs or different ages or social understandings, whatever, but we're all sick of it. CJ Philly, to the moon, brothers, 100%. J Beebs 1, hey boss, yep, he is the man. Julie Mills, I see several people from KC Shores. That's nice. I'm glad people are here from KC Shores. Please send my best regards to him. Like I said earlier, I do go in there as much as I can. It's just having enough time. Appreciate you. Queen Bee, right back at you. You're somebody I've known an awful long time in this movement. I actually remember reading your story. And we have, thankfully, been able to speak many occasions in the Discord. I send my very best to you and all your loved ones. Annie T.A. Julie, Ron Johnson, Frozen State Productions here. Okay. Not sure what that means, but all right. Annie T. Casey is a good man. Annie T, I completely agree with you. Goosey's Lucy's. 100%. It is only my point of view. Everyone's got their own point of view and everyone should be heard. So, Butcher Wall Street in my chat. Bless you, my man. Fuck me, you put some hours in. I know it's a little bit earlier for you where you are, but I appreciate you being here, Marcel. Thank you, sir. Means a lot. Did anyone find the 30 trillion? Do you know what, CJ Philly? Is that not a huge story? Yeah. Are we getting distracted with other stuff? I'm surprised, yeah. Please, everyone in the chat, please say hello to Boss. He's in the chat at the moment, so I don't know how long he'll be able to watch. What time is it where you are, Boss? Let's say 2 o'clock's easier, so 9, something like that. Got a family, got businesses, lit exchange. Christ, man, the man's busy. Wolfie, because of you, I watch Kale, what great. Oh, Julie, that is really, really good. This is why I do the sort of thing I do. I know afterwards this is for everybody to share what they're doing, but that's incredible. I know people saying it's corny. One person watching could change your life, but I'm chuffed that you watched that. I've always said we're trying to reinvent the wheel and the wheel was already invented, relating to the Wall Street conspiracy, meaning all the things that people are coming out with, great DD and everything else. The truth was already known for naked shorting, etc. And you've just proved that. That's what I believe anyway. Janif Obando Cortez, Prada. Are you a good or a bad person? Well, the weird thing about that question is, if I was a bad person, I'd say I'm a good person. And if I'm a good person and I say I'm a good person, people say I'm egotistical. Janif, one thing I've learned over the years and the stuff, and I'm not going into it today with what I've been through and the people I've interacted and watching since I was 10-year-olds and yardy, yardy, yard. I have faith in people. And I have faith in you. I don't know you. You're just a stranger that's just put a comment up. So I have faith that you'll work it out. There's a few videos, there's a few chats, there's my Twitter. That's all you've got to go on, and I apologise for that. But what I can guarantee, on maybe a way of answering your question, go away and look for yourself, or wait until the final whistle, and then look around and see who's still stood there. And I'll be waving. Queen Bee's giving a shout out to Scott. Hello, Scott. Irishman. Just want to wish you and your extended family happy holidays. Right back at you, Irishman. Best of blessings, best of holiday spirits. Not too many of the... I'm not going to say it because people go, oh, no, you can't say that. But you have a nice Guinness. You and your family have a great time, my friend. Janif's now saying bye. Good night, Janif. I look forward to having a drink with everyone. Do you know what? Wouldn't that be nice, Scott? Everyone getting together. I can't wait until that moment. J Babe, our lives are pathetic. Like I say, I ain't got any mods in here, but J Babe, that's right on the edge, mate. Our lives are pathetic. Not sure what that's about, so I'm not making a judgment. Good evening. Forget your SC Pantheon, sorry. I forgot actually. I did see that in the Discord earlier. I only come on for 10 minutes. Christ, man, I've done over an hour. I'm going to have to get off in a minute. So, 4 minutes. If anyone's message, I apologise if I don't get to it. I'll try and scroll through. Pantheon, how did you and Boss manage to get through all this? J Beebs knows savvy. Savvy, he's saying he knows. J Beebs, he knows. Still buying an old hit in Boston. Good stuff. B Donkey Kong. Yeah. Savvy. Night, I'm alone, but not lonely. Savvy, I'm glad you're here. Genuinely. I know how that feels, mate. Been there many a time. Mr. He. All doing opinions, JK, you know, love and respect, Jay, yes you do. Right, let's have a quick scroll through. Apologies for anyone. Mark Jones, I'm just going to do shout outs for anyone whose name I ain't seen. Mark Jones, you are an inspiration. 5 to 10 million are inspiration. There's just billions of people that haven't woke up to. We're here doing what we're doing. When they do, we'll all be inspirations. Matt King, right back at you, Matt King. Have a fantastic Christmas, you and all the family. And if it hasn't squeezed, next week, what's it Pantheon say? Pantheon, forgive me, but I think it's in 2 weeks. And if it hasn't, next day, next two. You say it so much more eloquently than me. J Beebs, I appreciate that. Duncan Alex up 5:40 in Vancouver, Canada. Duncan, you must be a night owl. Is that 5:40 PM or AM? PM, he's just added it. Look, you're a clever bloke. In that case, you're not a night owl, are you? I'll take that back. Who else we got? Savvy, Mrs. Tahiti, Veronica. So we have Penarol Mania. Hi, Wolfie, watching in from Uruguay. Very good stream tonight. Thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you, my friend. That's very kind of you. Are you a football fan? Yeah, we went out tonight as well. Just think of all that beer we could have been drinking. I wish you well, and all the people in Uruguay. I do keep a little bit of an eye on what's going on out there, so I hope everyone's doing well. Mr. 80's found it on Twitter. Brilliant. Once again, K, it's at capital K, capital L, at KL_ Copeland for the We Are the Wow. So, yeah, try and get yourselves out there if you can. Nick goes in the chat. I'm just going to read back up and then I'm going to have to call it quits because I'm just rambling. There's no questions as such, but it's nice to see everyone. Ronald Dewan was up. Do you remember that? You're old enough, Ronald, to remember that advert that went fucking crazy worldwide. I wish we could come up with something within this play that would catch the imagination the same way. But it was like, what's up? Anyway, something Julie Mayer, what's that? Caleb Williams, Lazy Bones. Lazy Bones 1, greetings. Jennifer Bando Cortez, bun sandwich. Wolfie, I love you when you spend on Boss's. Savvy, I love being on Boss's channel. The only thing is, I've always panicked. That's why it comes across the way it does, because I don't know how long I've got. And Boss patiently sits there, bless him, allowing me to have me little rants. But we actually talked the other night. We don't actually do a conversation. He throws something at me, I'll go off on a tangent, he comes back in, carries on doing what he does brilliantly well. So it kind of works, obviously. You seem to like it. Jennifer Vandercourt, that's my English is not good. You're doing great, Janice. Don't you worry. Right, I don't see any questions. Now, I know a lot of people think I'm pretty thick, but I just come at it from a psychology, and I'm all right with that. I'm surprised there isn't a single question. Anyhow, that's good. Right, you fine people. So, just to wrap up, once again, KL_Copeland, producer director of Wall Street Conspiracy. That is a legitimate Twitter. I know because I've spoken with her directly. We have had a Zoom call with West Christian, Mark Fawkes and others. We do hope there was going to be a lot more coming up going forwards. Down the Rabbit Hole has got a potential release date that needs to be released once the people like Christina are able to, and that will happen. In the meantime, if I ask for anything, it isn't for me. Don't retweet my tweets, don't send this video out. But if you would do me a favour, take the time to go and watch the film, and when you have, just put on your Twitter or your Discord or wherever you are in this community, just put your own info out. Let people know what you do or don't think about the film. There is talk, and I'm really, really excited. Somebody come at me about, oh, it shouldn't be a paywall, and my attitude, why shouldn't it? Why shouldn't a guy that wore sandwich board walking outside Wall Street calling out naked shorts and walking around with a sandwich board outside the SEC buildings calling out naked shorts and the inaction from the SEC? All the interviews they must have done for that film, the production cost, the filming cost, you know, the people that did the research, lawyers to be able to be sure that what they were putting out was okay and not going to get them into trouble. Why shouldn't they charge $2? So it was free. There is a $2 charge. I know somebody else has purchased it, which is a good person, but I don't know what the plan is yet. We've got a Zoom call tomorrow, which will be Boss Blunts and myself with others to discuss further from the last meeting we had. So if I ask for anything, it's just please take the time. We got Sunday tomorrow, should be a day of rest. I hate the way the world's set up. We're all work 24/7. But if you do have a chance and you ever got a few hours, please try and find the Wall Street Conspiracy. I know it's $2, but it's well worth it because it will show you what me, Boss, and everybody else, the hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people that have been putting hours in and doing DD, it will show you that it's been a 20-year battle. I've said it for 23 months. I'll say it if I need to for another 23, but with your help, I won't have to. I just need people to put their eyes on it, make their own opinion, and then share it. And hopefully that will capture people like, what's up? The advert. That would really make my Christmas. And I think if it got the message out, that would help maybe make a lot of other people's Christmases. At least for those who don't know anything that's going on in this play, I'll give them a wake-up call. And then that would build momentum for Down the Rabbit Hole. So for all those who watched, I really do appreciate it. It's now 6 minutes to 2 a.m. I'm going to go and get some sleep. Thank you all. Diamond hands. See you on the other side.